Yep. Hunter Biden has embarked on a full-time career as an artist, and some of his paintings can cost six figures. In a statement, his dealer, George Burgess, told Insider, "It is an honor that I'm able to represent Hunter Biden. He's a wonderfully gifted talent and fine artist. He has garnered a following of collectors who appreciate and see the intrinsic value of his work. Biden, 51 years old, has been painting since he was a young child, and he told Arnett that he's never had any formal training. In his new Los Angeles home, Biden reportedly converted a 3-car garage into an art studio that includes a brick floor and skylight. Prices for its artwork range from $75,000 for work on paper to $500,000 for large-scale paintings." Who actually fully believes this? Adam, are you know, what do you think about this story here?
Well, I've already bought 3 pieces.
I know
so
you have,
it's I think he's a talented artist. I think Hunter Biden is the next Picasso, clearly. It's that's what's going on. Well, you know, I think the first thing that came to mind when I heard that he's becoming an artist, it's that he's getting in on this NFT craze. Is that everyone out there is an artist and they're doing NFTs now, and half the people are like, what the hell is an NFT? And the other half of the people are basically saying it's the next big thing. But the next thing that I'm thinking about that, other than the NFT, is I actually think that Hunter Biden deserves to be on a list, that we have a running list going on right now. And that list that we've been talking about for a few weeks now is, who are the biggest trolls out there? We put Tekashi69, we put Jake Paul up there. I think Hunter Biden smoking crack, doing whatever business he's doing, whether it's shady or undisclosed, whatever this artwork is going on, I think he's actually just a troll. And the media is obsessed with him, and I think he's doing a good job of trolling. However, I don't know where this artwork's going. I'm sure you have a very different perspective on his artwork.
Look, there's narratives have purposes, right? And there is a media narrative that is trying to clean up the Hunter Biden image in time for the midterm elections. And that's the narrative. The narrative around Hunter Biden is the liberal side of the media, the mainstream media, are trying to, adjust the image of Hunter Biden in time for the midterms. That's all that's going on here. That's the narrative. So little things like this, somebody's sitting around and says, okay, this is the way the story will be. I love this sentence here. He has garnered a following of collectors who appreciate and see the value of his work. From
China, from Brazil.
I'll change it this way.
From Mexico.
He's garnered a following
Saudi Arabia.
Hang on. He's garnered a following of donors who appreciate the value of getting close to his father.
No.
I changed 2 words in the sentence. I mean, come on. I think this is a narrative. This is a puff piece that's been put together to help adjust his image in the face of the facts that he himself is just dumped in the lap of America.
I remember Jerry Tarkanian being interviewed and saying,
Tark
hey,
the Shark.
He says, your players get paid, UNLV. You know, the whole Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, who was
Plastic
it?
Man.
Anthony and all those guys.
Stacey Augmon.
Yeah, Stacey, Plastic Man. That's right, left-handed guy.
Greg Anthony.
Great team,
UNLV, running
Greg
Rebels.
Anthony once went up against, was it Jordan he tried to fight or Kobe? He went up against one of those two guys, Greg Anthony. They went into it. They got into it. I think it was, anyways. So Jerry Tarkanian is being interviewed, and they said, listen, you're paying your players. He says, I'm not paying my players. He says, we follow the guidelines of the NCAA very strictly. They said, he says, what do you mean? He says, how do your guys have big jewelry? I said, well, listen, we follow the guidelines very strictly, period. And the reporter keeps going, says, but you keep paying your players. Says, I'm not paying the players. So then I have a lot of friends in Vegas, and I've interviewed a lot of random people who know a lot of people in Vegas who bet, and UNLV was known for losing the, what do you call it? The whatever the spread was. Yeah. Okay,
they're favored by 6. Somehow they lose by 5. Yeah. Turnover at the end of the game.
They were great at dealing with
Donahue.
the spread. Yeah, they controlled all of it, right?
Yeah.
So he said, look, it was a very simple business model. He says they would go and have a job as a valet for 30 minutes or whatever it was, and they would say, stand over there, work valet, and when the red car comes, you only get to valet that red car. So they would go valet the red car, and they would park it. The tip would be $100,000 tip. He followed the guidelines strictly.
Yeah. You're allowed to get tipped. You're allowed to get tipped.
$100,000 tip. Yeah, I'm just doing I make $5 an hour, but I make 100,000 tips, right?
And I get to keep the car.
Yeah.
Well, he seemed like a nice young man. Took good care of my car.
That's it.
How I tip is my business.
People tip like that every day. Go ahead, Kai.
Imagine the one day somebody else goes and gets the car. by accident.
Oh my! But they're gonna know who's LJ because you would know Grandmama. If you see LJ, you would know this guy's a monster, right? Is who he was. Anyways, one of the players on that team is a barber now, and he's a barber at the same place I go to, and he's got some crazy.
He was on the UNLV running Rebels team, 91?
12 team. Yeah, he's a barber now, and he has some. He says, listen. As crazy as you think it was 100 times worse.
Wow.
He says the kind of stuff that we were doing was ridiculous. He says, I've never partied like that in my life. He says it was crazy to think. Things were being done to us. We were doing stuff that shouldn't be legal.
You're the best basketball team in the country in college,
you're
and you're
the 10th
in
best
Vegas.
NBA team.
And you're the best, and you're in Vegas.
Best NBA team, and you're in college, right? So what's the moral of the story?
Exactly.
Here's the moral of the story.
Hunter
the
Biden
moral of the
over
story is he's not breaking any laws, okay? Which means let's go both ways. Let's go both right brain and left brain, okay? Right brain says what? What an incredible artist. Good for him. Leave him alone. Let him be creative. You know, his mind goes places, and he wants to put art. He's creative. You know, creative people.
Because when you smoke crack, your mind will go to different
That's
places,
the point.
and then you get real creative.
I had a friend of mine that would do shrooms all the time, and I used to love having dinner with them because I would say, did you see that unicorn? And he would say, no. I would walk him outside. I would say, look up, there's a unicorn. And I would sing in the background, Never Ending Story. You remember the movie? I don't know if you remember. Great movie, right? He says, man, I missed the unicorn. I said, no, you got to see the other one, the flying dog right there, and he would buy it. Naive guy, innocent guy.
He would
at
think
a blast
that you're
with the guy.
actually seeing it because he took that many mushrooms?
He was that, and we would go
I think
to
he was on acid, maybe, not mushrooms.
It was both of them. He would be the one that would test everything.
I don't discriminate. I'll do some mushrooms, some LSD.
It was
not a
called
big deal.
Shakers. Shakers, we would go there with him and my friend Armin, who's no longer with us. Anyways, so look, if Hunter wants to be creative, more power to him if he wants to be creative. You know, sometimes when you age, President Bush started doing artwork. What, he's doing money laundering? Come on, man, he's just doing artwork, right?
Right.
But on the other side is, let's just say this is a play-to-play type of a model, okay? Let's say he is doing art where people from other countries who are, you know, powerful people from Saudi Arabia all of a sudden buys one of his art pieces for $7 million. If that happens, and you don't speculate, you are the most naive person in the world.
Totally agree with you on
But
that.
I tell you, if it's selling for 50 grand, 75,000, if they're money laundering at that price, that's nothing. No one's doing $75,000 money laundering type of deal.
Let me
at
ask you-
that
I'll tell
level.
you, I knew this, Joe, when I selected him, I knew this was going to be a problem. I just find it amazing that we got through 8 years of this before it blew up. And you know how hard it was to keep a lid on this? I should have got another Nobel Prize for just keeping a lid on this one.
Was that Obama?
Clinton or Obama?
You know it's a problem if people didn't know if it was Clinton.
No, that was Clinton would be. I don't really understand this. I think this art
so
is
that was Obama's way.
absolutely.
I got
You do a way better Clinton than Obama. You want to give it another crack, or you good?
I didn't let my brother get anywhere near stuff like this. Remember,
You're good on Clinton.
Remember Roger Clinton, my
Yeah.
brother?
Not Obama.
I didn't let him
Obama.
go.
Can you do Obama or no?
Change. Does anyone have change for $1?
No, you sound like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, okay, I can't. What's the deal?
Okay.
What's the deal with all these
Okay.
hoes? But okay, you bring up actually a good point here with your friend Roger Clinton. That was Clinton's brother. By the way, A+ on your Clinton, C- on Obama. But you keep practicing. BizDoc, don't stop. I guess my bigger question here is, how much sway, good or bad, do the president's kids or family members actually have on the polls or votes? Meaning, the First Lady, Melania, Dr. Jill Biden, Michelle, they've got some sway. That's the First Lady. Like, they're in the, but, you know, I don't know how much pull the Trump kids had. I don't know how much pull Hunter Biden has, or Sasha and Malia, or Roger Clinton. I feel like,
All right, where are we going? What's next, PBD?
I feel like every
How much pull do you have when you go to bodega?
I don't mean pull. I mean like in terms of voting.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm good
If
there.
you go to bodega, what happens?
Things are good.
You're
have a good
treated.
time.
You're not even Keith's son. You're a friend.
Yes.
You're not anything in that. It's not like you own a part of it, right? This is their son. It's like, I'm Hunter Biden, bro. You want to get to my dad? I'm a contact away.
I don't mean it like that.
what do you mean?
I mean in terms of votes.
And 10% for the big guy.
In terms of votes.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's my point,
No,
in terms of
not at all.
votes.
You're right, no.
Like Roger Clinton
Not
did
pull. votes.
Yeah, I didn't say. I said polls, not pull.
I got it.
Clearly,
Okay.
you have pull. I'm
Yeah.
Chelsea Clinton. I'm Clinton's son. Like it's Clinton's daughter.
Yeah.
I'm Donald Trump Jr. Yeah, you want to get to the president?
Yeah, I don't think it
I mean,
impacts the
in terms
polls. I think-
in the actual votes. People say,
No,
I was a Clinton guy, but I'm really not a fan
No,
of
I think
Eric
America
Trump.
rolls their eyes. America rolls their eyes at this stuff. I remember.
That's my point.
I remember Jimmy Carter had a brother, Billy, and he was
Can you do a Jimmy Carter?
no, and he
Please
was
don't.
a raging alcoholic with issues.
Billy was.
Yeah, and Jimmy Carter made no apologies for him. He says, look, he needs to get his life together like anybody else does. He gets off the airplane. I think it was Air Force One. He gets off the airplane on the tarmac. And there's a bathroom on the plane, but apparently he just walked around behind a couple of those enormous wheels and took a leak on the tarmac. And you can go look it up.
That's some gangster shit right there.
Yeah, and and the president of the United States but his name was Billy. And so some company like played into his alcoholism, and he had a brand of beer. It was called Billy Beer. I have, back in the day, I had a friend that used to collect beer cans, like trading cards, like rare beer cans and things like this. But it was, anyway, he had Billy Beer, man. So I think by and large, the American population rolls their eyes at it until it crosses over. And Jared Kushner crossed over. He's doing things in politics. So now this really matters, and we get big opinions on it. Hunter Biden was doing things on the international stage. Now we wake up and we don't let him get by with it. So, but I think
He's right. It's brother Billy Beer.
Yep, Billy Beer. Yeah, and take a look at him close. You see the family resemblance from a younger Jimmy Carter?
Of course I see it.
And it's just like, and you can also look on there, urinates, underneath Air Force One.
I saw that as well.
I think at the end of the day, I think it's a good talking point,
Man,
especially for your own team.
Yeah.
Oh, Hunter did this.
Why did you look that up
Eric
when you got
Trump did
Wikipedia
this.
right here?
There it is.
That's
It's
true.
a walk and talk
That
on
is true.
Wikipedia.
All right,
I just don't think it moves the needle.
Okay, so if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.